Hello there, it's Tuesday, May 26. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. A special welcome to our viewers at home and abroad, and anyone joining us for the very first time. Hope you had a productive Labor Day. We have an informative show lined up just for you today, highlighting some of the initiatives and developments taking place right here at home. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues right after this break.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, May 26, 2026. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has reiterated the government's renewed thrust to maintain and replace aged infrastructure across the country. Dr. Holness was speaking at Sabina Park on Monday as he participated in the National Labor Day project.
As we move towards 2030 to become a developed country, the government will have to now move towards a massive project of renewing our infrastructure. That is going to be super expensive, but it is important if we're going to become truly a developed nation. So there are some huge projects that we're going to have to do to renew our infrastructure.
These include the revetment of the Kingston waterfront, the build-out of new roadways and parks, repairs to bridges, and improvement works on water and sewage pipelines, among other works.
So I just wanted to bring you into the conversation and into the thought process about what the government has to do and what you can expect as citizens as we go now to renew our aged infrastructure. It has been very chaotic so far because developers are moving much faster than the government can move to put in the infrastructure, and it is really chaotic. We're going to bring order to that process.
Also at Sabina Park, a storyboard plaque on the history of the facility was unveiled. The process was led by Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange.
The storyboard is a summary, but there's a QR code. So you just go to the QR code and you will get the full story on Sabina Park.
The storyboard was installed by the Jamaica National Heritage Trust and revealed as part of the renovation and Labor Day work being done at the facility.
Now this work supports the government's investment in improving this facility, where we have installed the new scoreboard, we have installed new lights, and today we're advancing the work to clean, fix up, improve access for people with disabilities, improve overall safety, install new rails, paint and construct to new solid waste collection facilities, among other works.
Minister Grange expressed gratitude to all across the country who volunteered and supported the various Labor Day projects. Meanwhile, the Clarendon and Manchester municipal corporations spearheaded major community cleanup and rehabilitation projects on Monday. In Clarendon, activities focused on washing and disinfecting streets, painting sidewalks and pedestrian crossings, installing street signs, and planting trees and flowers throughout the capital. The old derelict market building in the town was also demolished, while beautification efforts took place around the historic Clock Tower and Market District. Businesses also joined the initiative through tree planting and sprucing up storefronts. This is part of a wider long-term program aimed at improving the appearance and cleanliness of areas across Clarendon.
I believe the aesthetic of your town is important because that helps to define who you are, what the town is, and by extension, the people.
The day's Labor Day activities across the parish also included support for rehabilitation work at the West Park Community Centre, including painting, fencing, and general cleanup activities. Meanwhile, in Manchester, the parish project involved repairs to an indigent house in the New Pound Mile Gully Division and upgrades to the Ellen Street Community Centre in the Newport Division.
It's a centre for everybody, but it's mainly a disaster shelter for hurricane. That is the reason why we're doing the painting. So it's a Manchester Municipal Corporation parish project. So as you can see, everybody is on board. SDC, Manchester Municipal Corporation, JAS, council, members of the Manchester Municipal Councils, Manchester Festivals, Queen, Ellen Street Youth Club, Ellen Street Citizens Association. Everybody is on board.
Work also continued in St. Thomas on a new post office in Cedar Valley. A container structure is being refurbished to accommodate the facility.
The old one was pretty old from probably some 40 years ago. So we have to demolish it and refurbish a new post office right now in the Cedar Valley division.
The National Water Commission NWC also did repairs and beautification to Winchester Primary School in the parish.
We're changing out some of the windows. The windows were in a bad condition, so we are refreshing the windows. We have also done new steps for the church tiling, for the school, tiling of the new steps that we have done. And we're also refreshing the girls and the boys' bathroom. We're giving the entire school a facelift because we're also painting the building as well. And we're helping to put in some doors and so on.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is assuring Jamaicans affected by Hurricane Melissa that the government remains committed to supporting recovery efforts and ensuring donated funds are used responsibly and transparently. In his Labor Day message on Monday, Dr. Holness said investments would continue to focus on recovery measures that are tangible, resilient, accountable, and traceable.
We will not spend recklessly. We will not be profligate. We will spend responsibly and strategically. Roofs repaired, foundation built, homes repaired. These are visible and undeniable signs that resources are being used wisely and honestly.
He added that as more accurate damage assessments become available, the government stood ready to expand support for households affected by the hurricane. Dr. Holness also urged Jamaicans to begin preparations for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1 to November 30.
In just a few days, the 2026 hurricane season will be upon us. By now, every Jamaican should fully understand the importance of preparation.
The Prime Minister is urging persons to identify threats to their property and safety, check emergency supplies, service generators, repair roofs, and trim dangerous trees ahead of the hurricane season. And finally, opposition leader Mark Golding is calling for greater unity among Jamaicans, saying the nation is strengthened when people work together, care for one another, and value every contribution. In his Labor Day message on Monday, Mr. Golding paid tribute to nurses, teachers, police officers, farmers, and other essential workers, describing them as the backbone of Jamaica's development. He said workers must also play a greater role in shaping the country's future.
Your voices must be heard more clearly in shaping our national priorities. We will continue to advocate for policies that inspire a more equitable society and build a social cohesion that sustains national development.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
It's okay to tell. If you know or suspect that a child is being abused, report it. Breaking the silence is the first step to protection and getting help.
If someone hurts you, say no like you mean it. Go to a safe space. Tell a trusted adult you are not alone.
Report child abuse. Call 211. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, is available 24/7. You can report child abuse anytime, anywhere.
Speak up. Speak out. Get help.
It's okay to tell.
Water theft remains a serious problem in many communities. To save on supply and, of course, our pockets, the National Water Commission, NWC, explains how illegal connections affect the service and the wider society. That's next.
hurricanes strike, the damage goes far beyond fallen trees and blocked roads. Our water supply, the very thing we depend on to survive, can also be disturbed. Heavy rainfall and flooding can overwhelm drainage systems, causing dirty water, often mixed with sewage and chemicals, to seep into waterways. And without the work of the National Water Commission (NWC), bacteria and other harmful substances could make their way straight to our taps and thus our bodies. So routinely and particularly after a hurricane, the NWC works around the clock to ensure that what comes out of your tap is safe to drink.
So what tends to happen with heavy rains, whether it's from a tropical storm or just a weekend of heavy rainfall, it scours or erodes slopes. All of that mud and debris sometimes runs down into the waterways. And that's one of the reasons why as NWC we generally try to go to the tops of the streams, or we call it riverhead. Notwithstanding with persons continuously populating greener and greener spaces, we have to take steps to monitor these locations. These eroded situations and rivers sometimes cause flooding, sometimes they cause blockages in our intake, forcing us again to shut down and to do remedial work, literally to clear. Sometimes, depending on the size of the facility, we have to use manpower. It requires, therefore, a response from us, because ultimately we are producing a consumable good. And so we take the precautions as if it were food to do a number of things.
After the storm passes, the work continues. Restoring clean water means rebuilding trust, drop by drop. And so the water treatment process usually involves 5 distinct stages. After being channeled to the station from rivers, it goes through a process known as aeration, where it is exposed to air and sunlight for natural treatment. It then goes through screening to remove debris from the water. After the water has been through the aerator and it is screened, dirt particles remain. Hence, it will then go through coagulation and flocculation, where aluminum sulfate is added to remove suspended solids, color, and certain microorganisms from the water. In sedimentation, dirt particles are left to settle before being strained during the filtration stage. And the final stage of the treatment process is disinfection. Here, chlorine is added to kill any bacteria or germ. Enough chlorine is used to ensure that as the treated water is transported to your homes and offices, it remains protected against any germs the water may encounter.
We also then go along the network and we take samples at different points just to ensure that the water quality is maintained. Why do we do this? Simple, because a water body leaving the plant could come into contact with a section of a broken pipeline or some other kind of contaminant. And by virtue of our testing, we can pick up and narrow down to where that intrusion occurs and be able to treat and remedy it.
It's a science that becomes even more critical after the storm. Here, a worker is doing a post-chlorination test to make sure that treated water is at least 2.5 parts per million, the required level of chlorine in the water leaving the plant.
The NWC does several levels of post-disaster assessment. We check both sources and our facilities. So we look at the risk factors that could exist in the source area, whether the river has shifted course, whether there is a new level in terms of volume of debris, fallen trees upstream. We look for even animal contact that may have changed and whatever operations are close to. Because in some of these locations, you also have farming activities, and sometimes the dynamics of those locations change after a particular disaster. So we examine that and we make decisions if we are to change how we operate to safeguard water supply. We also look at our physical infrastructure, the brick and mortar, or in this case, block and cement, that forms a number of our structures.
and we look at it for resilience.
And of course, while the NWC works to restore safe supply, Jamaicans are urged to take precautions at home if in doubt.
In times like these, when you're talking about a hurricane, we still say to customers, follow the guidelines of the Ministry of Health. So if the ministry says boil water, then that is an advice that as the regulator for the NWC's operations, they are within their remit to do so. And so we ask you to follow that. If they also give an advisory in terms of treating the water with further disinfection, then we encourage you to follow those guidelines as well.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
As Child Month continues, we got a glimpse into circle time at branches of the Vine Nursery and Preschool, where youngsters share their feelings and experiences with their teacher.
This Child's Month, we are making spaces for the voices of children, unfiltered, honest, and full of imagination.
Hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Circle time is now. Legs cross, bottom on the floor. Legs cross, bottom on the floor. Legs cross, bottom on the floor. Circle time is now. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, teachers, classmates. Welcome back to another day. It's our circle time. And today's lesson, we'll be talking about you children because it's Child's Month. It's Child's Month. What do you think Child's Month is about? All about one at a time, remember? Remember, one at a time. It's about us. It's about you children. Yes, it's about you. So my first question to you on Child's Month today is, what makes you happy?
Eating ice cream. Play with my car.
Who is Makari?
My baby Cotton. Going to the beach. Circle time make me happy. Mango, I love eating mango.
So I see we all like to have fun. But my next question to you boys and girls is, what is your favorite thing to do at school?
I love to write and sentence off the board. Play outside. Have fun at school. I want to play with my friends.
Our next question is, what is the hardest thing you find to do as a child?
Eating cabbage. Doing backflip. Riding a skateboard at home.
What is your favorite food?
Burger. Pizza.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police and gymnastic girl. A pilot, bus driver. Firefighter, taximan. Lawyer. A doctor.
All right, boys and girls, it was a wonderful circle time. Didn't we have fun? Yes! And we're going to sing our circle time song one more time, okay?
Hey, hey, circle time. Hey, hey, circle time. Circle time is now.
legs cross, bottom on the floor, legs cross, bottom on the floor, legs cross, bottom on the floor. Circle time is now. Let's go, time to play.
In their circle, we hear more than answers. We hear the future speaking.
Jamaica's visual arts journey has helped shape generations of creativity and expression. In this arts and culture session of The Collectibles, we explore the history and development of visual arts in Jamaica.
The music often reflects what's happening in the visual arts. There are several visual artists that have designed album covers for a lot of other people like Peter Tosh and so on.
The head of the school at that time was Barrington Watson, and he set about putting in place a diploma program.
Since independence, visual arts expression in Jamaica has shifted significantly.
The story of Jamaican visual arts remains a strikingly colorful mixture. It's one that's layered with the details of artists stroking their brushes with intentionality. Some using their toothstone axes to create sculptures that tell stories of our blackness. Others whose pencils and chalks have mastered realism, and then more who are preserving elements of our historical experiences and newer issues. The last 60 years of Jamaica's visual arts landscape easily provides a fully immersive and stimulating experience. Along with independence came a new impulse to establish national identity through different areas of the country, including the visual arts.
The visual arts in Jamaica began not very long before independence, with the return of Edna Manley and Norman Manley to Jamaica. Edna Manley was herself an artist. When they returned to the island, she is famously remembered for remarking that she saw nothing that reflected the people of Jamaica. In other words, drawings that were being done by children in schools looked like European children. And she set about trying to change that with her own work and with the establishment of a school at the Institute of Jamaica. So independence and the early development of visual arts in Jamaica coincided greatly.
This interest to see more Black representation prompted the introduction of modern art ideas from artists like Albert Huey, Milton Harley, and Barrington Watson. Education in art, particularly through the School of Visual Arts, moved from part-time classes,
offering courses in sculpture and courses in painting. They started also ceramics with Cecil Ball. So there was Albert Huey and Cecil Ball were her co-founders of the school.
Introducing classes granting diploma, now with a new name, the Cultural Training Center, and later formalization by the state as the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts emerged with a degree granting status.
We were very fortunate to have leaders in the early days and after independence who thought that developing Jamaica culturally was very central to developing the country. Both Michael Manley and Edward Siaga were responsible for the Cultural Training Center.
In that period too, the National Gallery of Jamaica emerged, displaying and celebrating true Jamaican art. Through the gallery, many of our self-taught artists were able to exhibit under the label of intuitive.
People like Brother Brown, people like Capo. In Jamaica, we had a lot of artists who never went to school, but they could create images that had a certain emotional power.
It was David Boxer who coined the term intuitive to describe this aspect of Jamaican art, a term now recognized and used globally. He rejected such terms as primitive, naive, and folk, as he felt that there was a sophistication there of color and form that immediately challenged the very designation primitive.
Also, in the 80s into the 90s, you began to see a little bit more of individual expression, more of artists producing artwork that reflected some of the turmoil of the late 70s and early 80s.
In the 1990s, the Caribbean region was opening up, and right along with that came a flood of Pan-Africanist ideas, which started to impact the visual art story our nation was still writing. That collision became evident in the work of popular artists such as Petrona Morrison, Stanford Watson, and Omari Ra. There was also the rise of monuments being produced from the hands of famous sculptors such as Basil Watson, Laura Facey, and Raymond Watson.
In the 2000s, you'll see more of what's happening in the diaspora and diaspora artists speaking about their own realities as well as their connections with Jamaica.
Also, Paint Jamaica's mural project took off in Kingston.
It has been the kind of cross-pollination again with the realities of the global artistic community, with people seeing the dynamism and the potential of murals beyond being a memorial, but ways to create urban renewal, ways to create environments of safety.
And our biennials continue to evolve with a changing artistic landscape.
The biennial has evolved in a way to be much more inclusive of the diaspora. So it's been reaching out in its scope, and that has been reflected in what is exhibited in this current biennial.
So that cross-pollination between Jamaicans living in different places has created an overarching trajectory of how our 60th year in the arts have come to a sort of global village in how Jamaicans are looking at themselves, both as Jamaicans at home and abroad.
The Scotia Foundation is hosting a tree planting activity that is being supported by our team members from right across Scotia Group, and this activity is being executed in celebration of Earth Day. We felt it was very important for us to play our part to restore the planet, to protect the environment, and what better way to do that than by helping to increase our forest cover.
Corporate support is very important because the planting of trees should be everybody's business. We all benefit from trees in our daily lives.
In total, we are planting 300 seedlings right here in Low River.
Us coming here today to plant trees, we're going to be doing something that will outlast us, that will be here to benefit generations.
And this is our way to build up One Scotia, having these activities.
Tree planting, that's near and dear to me, and so I love to volunteer just to be a part of all the initiative that the bank is doing.
I want to thank Scotiabank for what they're doing today, to take time out of their busy schedules on a Saturday to come out and to help us replant so we can reforest the area.
And this is part of our ongoing restoration efforts in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. And it's also a great team building activity because we're doing this together.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Remember to visit our website in the meantime at jis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.